Brainwash. Today, we are thrilled to have an incredible guest who's sure to enlighten us and inspire us, Dr. Sarah. Known for her groundbreaking work in homeopathy and her ability to make complex topics accessible and engaging, Dr. Sarah has been a beacon of knowledge and curiosity in the scientific community. Before we begin, I'm going to ask Dr. Sarah to give us a 1 minute of who she is.
Okay. Hi, thank you so much for having me. First episode. It's my honor and pleasure to do the same. So about me, I've done homeopathy professionally. I'm a homeopath, 40 years of experience, blessed to be a gold medalist.
Mhm.
Over 2.5 decades of being in quantum energy medicine and 11 years in the brain mapping, counseling, and analysis. So it's been a great.
Awesome. So, since you have given us this little bit of a thread which takes us to an intriguing space of energy medicine, can you tell us a little bit why hota kya hai? What is quantum energy medicine for everybody who's like maybe some is woo woo magic?
Yeah, I mean, it really sounds like that. लेकिन मुझे ये बताना है क्वांटम एनर्जी की जब हम बात करते हैं एनर्जी की ही हम जब बात करते हैं तो basically it has been clearly proven and researched today more in the West. We are seeing that with our colleagues across. You and I are nothing but basically at the end of it, energy. ये जो physical body दिखता है ना, that's only a part of it. When you break us down to organs, to molecules, cells, atoms, subatoms, we are 99.9999999 air, space, which means you and I are energy. It works on frequency. That is why we call it the energy and the frequency medicine.
Mhm.
Because it is the energy that you are, the vibrations that you are. When that gets imbalanced, you get into a state of dis-ease, disease. So simply put, energy medicine is nothing but what you really are vibrating on. When to balance that with the various modules we have, that's all about energy medicine.
That's amazing. I think, you hit the nail on the head. I've been working with also for longest time, and you've given us the most basic, simplest way for everybody to understand. And yeah, we are all made of energy. We're all made of different energy. In fact, if my understanding is correct, the fact that you and me are a little different in the way we look is because of the frequencies we vibrate at. Otherwise,
Exactly.
at the core level, we are the same people. So,
Absolutely.
homeopathy and quantum energy,
Mhm.
ये combination कैसे होती
Uh, I'm blessed that I'm a homeopath. होम्योपैथी खुद भी एक एनर्जी मेडिसिन है इनफैक्ट इट्स दी ओनली एनर्जी मेडिसिन अगर आप होम्योपैथी की मेडिसिन की बात करें फॉर एग्जांपल आर्सेनिक एल्ब लीथल पॉइजन है you wouldn't even think of taking it but जो आर्सेनिक एल्ब को पोटेंटाइज किया जाता है 1 part of arsenic alb with 10 parts of the medium that we make it in you shake it up there is a way to do it that उसमें से 1 part लो फिर 10 parts of लो so by the time you're getting arsenic 200 you do not have traces of arsenic but the dynamic energy which works on the body for the symptoms of arsenic. So homeopathy itself is an energy medicine. It works on the dynamic vital force. A dynamic vital force is not something which is physical. The dynamic vital force is basically your dynamic energy.
Awesome. That's again uh, for people who are connecting it. Homeopathy बस एक दवाई है, natural है. Now it's getting more detailed, understanding it, how it connects with all of us through our body. And what you said earlier, you used the word dis-ease, to ease the disease. Use the energy
True.
in homeopathy using quantum energy. Beautiful. So,
Absolutely.
as we're going deeper into it, what is the real cause of disease? Because you said the word disease. Where does it come from?
Tell you how I began into it. I was at a stage in my life where because of some head injuries and other issues, I was on a 4 to 6 painkillers per day because of a particular headache and my backache. I just had to pop in the medicines. Now, being in the medical field, I know that's almost suicidal in the later stage. So back then, not knowing anything about quantum energy, not knowing anything about visualization, I just started it. Don't ask me why, I just began it. I used to sit in the terrace at early morning sunrise. I'm an early riser. I used to just visualize the sun energy entering my body, healing the parts which need to be healed. I used to imagine and visualize a dark smoke coming out, which was my stress, pain, etc. In 3 weeks, my friend, जो मेडिसिन स्टॉप हुई आज इतने साल से पेन किलर्स मैंने नहीं लिए. Being in the medical field, it's not just easy to accept कि ये ऐसा हो गया. भाई क्यों हुआ? We need a logical explanation. That's what we are all about. That's what made me go into the study. And then going deeper and deeper into it, I realized the actual basic cause of everything is your thoughts and your emotions. Let me tell you, thoughts which are repeated, and mainly which are felt strongly from here. So it begins with your thought and your emotion creating the imbalance in your frequencies. When a lot of imbalances is caused in the structure and the organ is when you are led to a state of dis-ease, disease. That's the whole basic crux of the whole thing.
Samino, you reminded me of what my friend said in my childhood, growing up in school. One of my friends used to say, Saurabh, किसी भी दीवार पे कंटिन्यूअसली मारते जाओ, इवेंचुअली वो टूटेगी. आप अपने हाथ से मारते जाओ. And that's what he said. No, if it's a continuous movement, and the better, I think, example or expression which a lot of healers use is whatever, whichever thoughts you feed, those are the ones that actually thrive.
That's what we call about law of attractions. But उसका भी पूरा technique है, ऐसा इतना जल्दी नहीं हो जाता है.
Absolutely, you're absolutely right. So let's go a little bit deeper on understanding energies and in the body. There is something called the seven chakras. I believe there are a lot more, but let's talk a little bit more about it since we're talking energies, and let's get your take on how can chakras help or impact our body, and overall, are they connected to science as well?
Absolutely. Let's begin with the first question. Okay, as you rightly said, chakras तो बहुत सारे हैं, लेकिन we deal with 7 main chakras. To begin with, top of your head is a Sahasrara, crown chakra, which is related to your divine connects. Then comes the third eye, Agnya chakra, which is related to your intuitiveness, insightfulness, clairvoyancy, all that. Then comes the Vishuddhi throat chakra, which is related to your expression of voice. Suppressed expression creates a imbalance here. Then comes the center of your heart, chest. That's the Anahata heart chakra. But obvious heart is related to love, so emotions related to that. 2 inches above the navel is the Manipura or the solar plexus chakra, which is related to your digestive system. So everything related to not able to digest things in life, not just food, things, situations, people, what they say, not able to digest. So your liver, pancreas, gallbladder, intestine, stomach, the digestive system gets affected with the various diseases. I'm not going into the detail of that yet. 2 inches below the navel are the sexual organs, the place where the uterus, where the baby is created. So creativity. The sexual organs are basically to procreate. So those are the organs related. And then at the tip of the spine is your root chakra, which is a Muladhara. It makes you understand the word itself, rooted, grounded. So all these now, chakra ka meaning kya hai? It is not something jo ki aap dekh sakte ho. Chakra means spinning energy. So when the energy is spinning freely, with everything balanced, your organs are healthy. Every chakra is. तो जब आप एक्सप्रेस नहीं कर पाते हो, you cannot voice your desires, suppression में रहे हैं बचपन से, probably with strict parents or growing up with strict teachers, whatever it is. You suppress your voice, you may get tonsils, you may get thyroid. A lot of women are facing thyroid especially post-marriage, because of not being able to express themselves. How does this happen? Thoughts continuously rotate होते हैं, सबकॉन्शियस में प्रोग्राम होता जाता है, वो कॉन्शियस बिलीफ सिस्टम हो जाती है, रियलिटी बन जाती है, and that is when the spinning wheel energy starts getting denser and denser. When the spinning reduces, related organs start getting the imbalances in the frequencies and therefore the diseases. And it is very scientific. A lot of work, research, and provings have been done to make us understand and to give us the validation of all the proof of quantum energy medicine.
This is so amazing because many years ago, when I was initially going into the space of healing and therapy, I had heard or read, I think Dr. Deepak Chopra said, anything that is a swelling in the body is a disease. And now you just said the same thing. As the chakras get heavier and heavier, that means they're getting bloated. They start creating that disease in all our organs. Such beautifully said. And yes, you're absolutely right. A lot of research has been going around how energy is impacted. There was a book, I don't remember the book, but they said that the most amazing part was there is a bone here or a connection here, and there is nothing between these two spaces, and then energy flows.
I always tell people that we are the tower of our own selves. Like you have a television tower and you have the mobile towers, you yourself are a tower. And your tower जो emit करता है, आप उसे attract करते हो. How does this tower function? It functions with your thoughts and your emotions, all the energy which you are creating, the frequencies which you are creating. So what you let out is what you get.
Absolutely. So again, let's go back into the space of getting a little more in the science space. So how do we take all this spiritual learning and connect it with science?
Okay, so for me and to me, spirituality, I do not want to go into the details. It's a complete different topic for me. In simple terms, spirituality is the essence of every religion. And in every religious book or every religion, there are 5 basic things which they teach you. 1, unconditional love, gratitude, forgiveness, surrender, faith. That's the whole crux of the essence of spirituality. Right? Here I come to Masaru Emoto, a Japanese researcher. If you've seen his research and work on the water molecules, he has made us understand, taken pictures, studied this, that a simple word like thank you, or I love you, or Mother Teresa, he's put 6 glasses of water from the same source and हर एक ग्लास के बाहर स्टिकर चिपकाया है with the word, एक के ऊपर thank you, एक के ऊपर Mother Teresa, एक के ऊपर I love you, and दूसरे 3 glasses पे I will kill you, I hate you, Adolf Hitler. So positive and negative. Kept it for 24 hours. 24 hours के बाद, when he took out a single droplet and looked under the microscope, it was astonishing results. So जो I love you, thank you, etc., जो positive था, उसका जो molecular structure was something like, this diamonds that you're saying, it forms that kind of a beautiful molecular structure. And जो I will kill you, I hate you, जो negative रहते हैं, it's like, the muck, कीचड़, holes जैसे रहता है ना, that is the molecular structure. Now, 70% of your body is of water, and so is this planet Earth. So, which is why we say when you're drinking water, thank you. You're changing the molecular structure. And when you're saying thank you to your body every day, you're changing the molecular structure from the imbalanced diseases to balanced ease. So, which is why that is what spirituality is about: gratitude, forgiveness, love, surrender, faith, nothing else. So, when you incorporate these principles of spirituality in your life, which is very scientific, You're coming to a state of ease in your health and also your life. And all these things have been mentioned हजारों साल पहले उपनिषद्स एंड वेदास में पूरा क्वांटम का दिखाया गया है, बोला गया है. All my counterparts who've come up with beautiful quantum tools, Healy hai, BrainTap hai, SE5 hai, people from Germany, people from US, when we talk to them, when they talk about their work, all of them mention that they have done all this, studied all this from the Upanishads and Vedas. So from that time on, the quantum science was always there in the universe. We just didn't know how to use it. Tesla was the first one with the number 369, Tesla code. So there's a lot of the physicists, scientists who have come up with understanding that ये सारी चीजें scientific है. This is no voodoo or magic या coincidence नहीं है. Apply your conscious brain with complete unshakable faith, with conscious awareness, get into it, and you will enjoy the magic of the science.
It's amazing. There's another example that we keep on saying, right? न्यूटन ने ग्रेविटी क्रिएट नहीं की, डिस्कवर की. ग्रेविटी हमेशा से थी. It's just for us to relate it back and process it. And I believe one of the tools is DMIT, and I'm very interested in knowing about that. So if you can share something about it, it would be really great.
So DMIT का full term है Dermatoglyphics Multiple Intelligence Test. तो ये सारी चीजें quantum की, energy की, healing की, I am doing it in so many years. How I got into it was one, career counseling. Secondly, when I started this work of mine on visualization is my expertise, affirmations and visualization is where my forte lies because that is what it healed me. So I used to take seminars and workshops on subconscious programming because that is what is needed for getting things in your life. So a friend of mine, we were just talking कि भाई क्या करे कैसे करे, and I'm the kind of person who always loves to explore new dimensions and all that. That is what my DMIT also made me understand when I did my own report. Simple terms में brain mapping. Simple terms में ये आपका brain manual है. This tip of your fingers has got the ridges, जो patterns है यहाँ पे जो शंख बोला जाता है, वो सारी चीजें, ये जो 5 fingers की tip है, उसे scan जब हम करते हैं, the neuron, I would say imprint activation, what would you call it, is on the tip of your fingers. So these 2 fingers denote your interpersonal, intrapersonal skills. ये 2 fingers है logic and idea formation. ये जो 2 fingers है fine motors and gross motor strength. These 2 is your logical and your language and your emotional strength, and this is your visual strength. The 5 lobes, the parietal, temporal, occipital, frontal, and prefrontal, उसके जो सारे activities and actions है, we are able to analyze the whole report and give you your personality, inborn talents, strengths, weaknesses, language skills, and much, much, much more. In short, as I always tell people, it's your brain manual. But with every little thing, whether it's with this laptop or with any of the gadgets, you always get a manual, which we never go through. Because we just want to understand the basic features कि वो अपने को मोबाइल में WhatsApp देखना है, ये देखना है, बस YouTube, whatever, that is the limit. If you go through your manual, you'll be able to use many more features which you have never even known. Same thing is with your brain. You are not aware of what more talents and strengths you have, which you can explore and go to your best version, as also where your weaknesses lie, you can get better and better into that because ये नहीं बदलता है, ये तो program होता ही है. So what I understand is when I take a person's fingerprint scanning, when I give him his brain manual is, I give him a complete know-how of what he should, where he should better, what are his strengths. And so whatever you are, wherever you are in life, there is always scope to get better. So you reach your highest version. So that is what DMIT is all about. It starts from age 3.5 years from the time your fingerprints can be identified. Why so young? For the parent to be able to tell the child or groom the child right. Interpersonal skills कम है तो अभी से group activities में डालो, gradually improve हो जाएगा. Decision making abilities अभी है तो उसको छोटे छोटे decisions लेने दो, he gets better. And personality conscious, it's a very very deep thing. Career counseling, it has been brilliant to give the right career choice. I have done a complete research on it. So whether it's career, whether it's relationship issues, whether it's family counseling and personalities कौन से stress में जाते हैं, so ये सारी चीजें जब identify होती है, आप counseling दो, guidance दो, and my counseling and guidance is with all the other knowledge I have of my quantum, my medical, I incorporate. So my USP is basically in giving the guidance. So there's a beautiful another finding in the MIT I'd love to share over here is a reverse pattern. Why I'm stressing this is for parents and for people to understand if your child has a reverse pattern or you have a reverse pattern, make sure you're taking care of the child better. I call us ulti kopri because mera bhi ek reverse pattern hai. Reverse pattern people are out of box thinkers. They are the ones who come up with something new and different in life. But फॉर एग्जाम्पल दुबई में एक बच्चा था जिसका रिवर्स उसका लॉजिक में था. So when I discussed with the mother, I said, anything that you find she's coming up with something you feel weird. She said, just one example, Dr. Sarah. Tell me, how do you think my child spelled 11? Now there's something the learning side, auditory, visual, kinesthetic, which also DMIT gives you. This child was auditory. अब auditory बच्चा सुनकर ज्यादा सीखता है. 7-year-old child, you don't say 11, you say 11. Auditory, so 11, 11 sunkar, L-E-V-N, that's what I thought. No. You know how the child spelled 11? How do you write 11? 1 and 1. O-N-E, O-N-E, 11. Is she wrong? That's out of box logically analyzing. Now, as a parent, you would want to scream at this child, is this what was taught you? And blah, blah, blah. No. Correct the child, definitely. But tell the child, wow, this is a real beautiful way you're seeing it. But beta, this is the right thing. So in that process, whenever your child is coming up with these things which you think weird or out of box, allow the child to explore that part. Because, you know, Saurabh, in 2016 in Bangalore, when I had attended an international conference on this quantum, we had different people from US and all who had come up with different contraptions, you know, like the brain tap and all those things. So I have been doing DMIT also research based. So I've tried to get authors ke concept patterns, heck in what I find it, is it relating? So out of 6 people whose DMIT I did, 5 had reverse pattern either on logic or on analysis. So people who come up with these kind of new innovations and idea always think different. So which is a reason the MIT should be done for anyone and everyone who wants to be the best version, and for children must. I've done it in Dubai, Sri Lanka, Oman, Melbourne, across cities. And the principal of Dubai Star International School, she told me I would make it mandatory for every child. So that's how wonderful she found this tool. So to correlate DMIT with all my work, understanding a personality completely well, I know exactly, as I said, the emotions. So I know which personality emotions zyada hai, kaun I, me and myself zyada hai. तो उस हिसाब से DMIT बोलो, पूरा brain manual बोलो, then understand the emotions chakras बोलो. It makes a very holistic package to give to my clients.
That's, just amazing how things can happen if only people are willing to listen and have an open mind. And I understand it's what this is. So our brains, which again I was listening to, are mapped to enjoy whatever experience is and then never get out of it. So अच्छा ये है ना बस इसमें नहीं है, ऐसा ही होगा. So we always stay in that, and as soon as something else is introduced, you're like, okay, this is weird. I don't want this. This is now I'm feeling uncomfortable, and people move out. Also,
True.
what I know about you is you've actually done a research paper on bark flower. Did I get that right? And homeopathy and cancer treatment. How did you combine? Firstly, ये thought process कहाँ से आया? And then how do you make it happen? We love to hear the journey because this is again just for the everybody who's listening to each of these things are connected to quantum energy. By the way, they all become interconnected. And but please do
Absolutely.
share this. This is amazing.
Saurabh, in 2010, if I am not mistaken, was a conference on oncology, and where I could give a paper presentation of homeopathy and batch flowers' role in cancer. Now, as I said, homeopathy works is also for me an energy, and homeopath, a good homeopath would take the emotional symptoms very strongly for the prescription of a medicine. The Bach flower or Batch flower, whatever you want to call it, is by Dr. Edward Bach. He was an allopath. He was not very happy because he knew the limitations in allopathy. Then he went on to do homeopathy. He found it a very deep science and a lot of going deeper and deeper and all that. Then he went into study into the forest and all the understanding the nature. And that's when he came across 38 beautiful flower essences. Their effect, the effect of the environment, the universe on those plants and flowers. Not going into the details of how it is made. So, batch flower or bug flower also works on emotions, which we all know by now that it is what is the cause of your imbalances and diseases. So, you need to heal emotions. So, that's where that works. Homeopathy is a vibrational, this also works on emotions. Cancer, as I would tell you, because as I have done a lot of work on what emotions are related to which diseases, people with a lot of acidity have got anger. Rigidity of joints is the rigidity of your mind, not willing to give up. Cancer. A tumor is something which you've not been able to give up, give out. So आपका pain जो है, anger जो है, वो सारी चीजें जब gets more and more focused in one spot in your body, which you refuse to release, gets into a tumor. So when you understand that emotions are the cause, so when you give the homeopathy and the flower essences, working on the emotion plus with the counseling the patient, you're working eventually on the mind, the emotions, and so the treatment in cancer. I won't say every cancer is cured. We have had successes in cancer and a lot of palliation also. One thing I don't promise is a lease on life. I lost my sister to lung cancer. I couldn't prevent her. In fact, I was doing everything for her, but she lived the quantum thoughts, emotions, everything that I teach. What I really feel I achieved with her was I have seen lung cancer patients really going into breathlessness and everything. I was reminded by my colleague, why don't I have an oxygen cylinder at home because she has lung cancer? मुझे तो याद भी नहीं आया because उसने कभी तकलीफ दिखाई नहीं थी. And believe me, I have seen the end of lung cancer patients. That's been very bad. But where my sister was concerned, she was just, I was there with her at the end. उसने literally, she was just looking at my eyes and she closed her eyes, एक हिचकी भी नहीं आई. What I'm trying to say over here, आपकी journey आपने तय की है. It's destined the day you are born and the day you're going to die. I can't change that. But the journey in between is what I promise to make better for you. Another thing is, आपकी karmic choices भी आप लेकर आए हैं. Karmic choices के बीच में मेरा कोई लेना देना नहीं है. My promise to you is when you understand this whole science, when you are undergoing your karmic challenge, when you're deep in trouble, you will not buckle down, you will not shatter, you will not go into depression, you will come out of it stronger and taller. Isn't that what we want? Whatever disease you have, whether it's cancer, whether it's a headache, whether it is a pain or wherever the pain is, doctor, please मेरा pain कम कर दो. वही तो हम बोलते हैं ना. Give me comfort. That comfort, the peace of mind, living in a state of 24/7 bliss is what we promise to the spirituality and quantum science. Homeopathy and flower essences both work on emotions, which is why I am doing the whole holistic package together: homeopathy, batch flower, quantum, and spirituality. So everything becomes a very easy thing, provided you make a conscious choice. It is your life. I'm there to be a guide.
So it's such a coincidence. My father passed on due to lung cancer as well, and when he found out, he was at fourth stage, and the oncologist had said there's no chance, and they were going through various therapies. We were always just thankful, and he was one of my biggest cheerleaders of work I do, and for him it was a day where he felt breathless, and then he passed on. Besides that, he lived a very healthy space of life in that period, so I can completely relate to what he's saying. So in the range of going towards making a better human life, how do positive affirmations help there and visualizations? And I believe you've written books on it also, so you would love to hear the names of the books so people who are watching can go get them, because I know I'm a big proponent of affirmations and visualizations. Over to you.
Sort of visualization, I mean, affirmations ki book was just a coincidence. As I said, like everything in my life has been kind of downloads and then being validated by somebody or some mail, some message, some person, or whatever. So there was a time, like always as a homeopath, also I've always been a counselor. I proud that's my life path, my life purpose. So getting into the whole stream and path of it. So when a patient used to come with me, kabhi bhi jo negative sentence bolta tha, and I would correct it. I would correct him. Don't say this. And pata nahi, I have this habit. In my DMIT also, it is very clearly stated that I'm a visual learner, but I should be making notes. तो मुझे notes की आदत बहुत ज्यादा है. Register में, कई diary में, I would just make notes. In 2010, it was 9 or 10. Or earlier, before that, I had read the book Many Masters. Mind has always fascinated me. So I thought Many Masters, Many Mind was something related to the mind. Deepak Chopra also, let me just intervene over here. Deepak Chopra, I bought much before I got into this work. And that time when I opened one page, I said, oh hell, what this guy has written. And today I swear by it. So उस समय भी वैसे ही हुआ. मैंने ब्रायन वेयर्स की Many Masters, Many Mind, and I was fascinated by past lives. But थोड़ा सा cynical theme है. एक लाइफ तो ठीक है, मैंने सुना था सर्टेन पास्ट लाइफ्स के बारे में, बट ये BC तक जा रहा है. I mean, how can a person go into so many past lives? So those questions were always there. मेरे लिए जो questions बहुत आते हैं ना, तो कोई जवाब मिल ही जाता है. And in that same time, in Nagpur, Dr. Newton, he's a well-known past life regression therapist. We just came to know, मुझे WhatsApp message आया कि there's going to be a workshop on that. And believe me, before that, मैंने brand ways को पूरा letter लिखा, post नहीं किया, wanting to understand more about past life regression. So incidentally, Newton came. I said, इसका मुझे जानना है. So I attended this workshop, came to know about, and वहाँ पे somebody showed me the book of 365 affirmations by Louise Hay, and that floored me because when I was going through the book, I was thinking like ये तो सब चीज ये sentences at least about 40-50 वो verbatim जो मैंने कहीं लिखे थे. Started hunting for it from everywhere. And then in 2010 in Nagpur, we organized a very first international conference on complementary therapies. So I gathered everything and in a span of about 3 months, got it printed, beautiful pictures again, choti si pocket book of positive affirmations came out. The second book thing, See and Conquer, is nothing but the whole experience of what the science of visualization is, what are affirmations, how do you use visualization with chakras, with mantras, with affirmations, anything that you are doing. When you add the tool of visualization, it gets more empowered. It puts more power into the work that you're doing to make it happen. So 2010, a friend of mine we were in the same forum of Integrated Healing Forum. She started a journey with the Jain mantras and shloks, and I was putting visualization on the platform. Before that, it was my own, this limited to my patients, but then I brought it out. So her mantras and my visualization we incorporated together. So that made me understand chakras ko bhi to visualize hi karna padta hai na. So whatever you're visualizing, this visualization is a very powerful technique which sports people also use. They're using visualization technique to reach the results that they want to. And there was a book which I'm not able to remember the name of a young boy. He had an inoperable tumor in his brain, a place where they were not able to operate, very, very small. They called it the imagery therapy. So the doctors over there would make him visualize and imagine and replay in his mind a movie where starships and all are attacking a satellite which is his tumor. उसको रोज करते गए उसका ट्यूमर रिग्रेस हुआ and he was cured. So उसके convulsions वगैरह सारी चीजें बंद हुई. So ये visualization के भी और बहुत सारे not only in diseases, life situations, बहुत सारी चीजों में we've got a lot of success. There was one fantastic case where I'd taken a workshop of a couple and his daughter was studying in Hyderabad and she called him up कि उसके campus में selection होने वाला है, but she wanted a particular job of a particular company which was giving. So she called her father that I really want this. Father had just completed the course of subconscious programming and visualization. So he said, wait, I will tell you what to do. So everything that I told, visualize, karo, vision board banao. That girl, she downloaded the logo, etc. of the company. उसने अपने ही नाम का एक लेटर ऑफर लेटर लिखा कि you are selected with so and so pay scale वगैरह. She put it on her board and she kept on singing, and believe me, Saurabh, it came true. The father called me up and said, I mean, my first testimony to you is my daughter has done this and she's got her job. I said, can you share that letter with me? I'll change the names. So I have that letter with me in my book, only with the name changed. But yes, that is how visualization works. It helped me. It helped my sister at least to stay well. Where cancer with chanting of the mantra is concerned, there was one young, not young, he was middle aged. He had lost his voice because of throat cancer. We were chanting a particular mantra with him with visualization. Of course, there was no voice, but his wife was chanting, we were chanting, and he was chanting in his mind. 21st day, we were surprised कि जब हम chant कर रहे थे, suddenly his voice came out and he was chanting. Of course, we lost him later, but this is the beauty of visualization. It's your trust, your belief, your passion, your repetition, which gives you the miraculous results.
So well said. I'll just give a very simple example. No, not compared to the ones you have. I remember when I was probably 15, 16 years old, and we are at that age where you're attracted to girls, and it's like, oh, yeah. And I hadn't seen this girl for maybe a week, and I was like, oh, I wish I could see her. I could visualize her. And 5 minutes later, out of the blue, she was getting out of her car right in front of my house.
You manifested her.
Yeah, it was just amazing. And we do that, right? We don't even realize it. We actually keep on doing that a lot.
सबसे लोग जो visualization और affirmations को use करते हैं, what? Car parking.
Yes.
Lot of
Absolutely.
people telling me, ma'am, we are using this in parking का तो हमको मिल ही जाता है. So it's really great.
Wow, that's wonderful. And please share the name of your book before I proceed so that we can all remember it.
But yeah, Saurabh, मैंने self publish की थी 2010 में, and now I will be going into reprint of both.
All right, perfect. Super.
Just taking my time. If I get a publisher, or else again I'll go into this. And in fact, I think I now, since we have this whole thing about how we can go digital, I might even put it on the ebook. So I'm into planning of all that.
Awesome.
Just launched my website, just. So a lot of things have to go, but the basics are there, ol.in.
Oh, well, got it. Okay, super. So, as we proceed towards the end, just a question for you that's going to be huge and big because I truly believe that there is a big future to it. How do you see it? Through quantum energy, through energy healing?
There is a complete, I would say, in fact, the future of medical science, if you ask me, is a quantum energy. Yes, we have a lot of challenges. I won't put any names to anyone or any blames or complaints. I would just say that awareness in the public has to be created. We need a lot of platforms. We need to show our proofs because that is what they have. And let me tell the audience, as I repeat, I'm not against any pathies. In emergencies, you do need a surgery, you do need to take a painkiller. I'm not into that. Ayurveda, homeopathy, or in fact, Ayurveda, Unani are far, far more before the modern science. Modern science is abhi science. ये जो सारे हैं तो बहुत पुराने हैं. We should be thinking more of that. So where quantum is concerned, again, when I'm saying it's from the Vedas, वो भी बहुत पुराना है. It's the awareness. Let's not do too many tall claims and talks. वो जो बहुत तो मैं ये क्योर. No, because what happens in quantum science is it is the person's thoughts and emotions. That person has to be able to willing to change. तो वो जब नहीं मिलता है ना, तो it backfires. It's a process. It's the conscious choice. It's the trust. It's the repetition. It's the continuous perseverance of an individual. So, what we need is to create awareness. When we are putting the brain tap and giving the results, we do take the heart rate variable सब monitor करते हैं. 10 minutes के session के बाद हम वापस parameters दिखाते हैं. तो you see the difference. And so you make a choice. I have always requested people, instead of all kind of awarenesses of where reaching a cancer or reaching a diabetes, reaching all those things, let us create an awareness of getting into better thoughts. With scientific data and provings, हम लोगों के बीच जाएंगे, बोलेंगे ये ऐसा ऐसा है. It is your life. You have to be the script writer. Rewrite your script. छोटे मोटे जो विलन्स बोलते हैं ना, वो तो आएंगे. प्रॉब्लम्स हमारे वो विलन्स है. लेकिन आपके स्क्रिप्ट में अगर आपने लिखा आई एम द हीरो, आई एम द विनर, यू विल बी द विनर. सो write a powerful script, be after it, make each chapter more stronger than the other. जो चैप्टर थोड़ा सा खराब गया है वो खत्म हो गया है. Move on. Learn the whole science of how to be in a daily process of affirmations, of releasing your emotions. We are there to teach you, make you understand कौन से चक्र से कौन सा thought, कौन सा emotion, कौन सा disease and कौन सा life situation is attached to it. We will teach you, we'll analyze you, we will take you, handhold you for some time till you become a master. So my vision, passion, mission is to create masters of everyone. I don't want followers. Each one of us become a master. So Saurabh, अगर मैंने आपको सारी चीजें सिखा दी है, ठीक है? Saurabh has his own genius. Saurabh has his own essence. So जितना मैंने सिखाया है उसमें you added a little more of yours. So you added more flavor, more essence to what I gave you. A little dash of color, a little more weave. It's become beautiful. We give it to somebody else. So can you imagine at the end of it, the whole canvas is going to be so bright, so beautiful. But the conscious efforts have to be made. So the challenge that we have is more platforms where I really am in gratitude to you for giving me this opportunity to share my thoughts, to bring awareness to the people. आ जाओ यार, बहुत सिंपल खूबसूरत जिंदगी है. आपकी सोच, आपके विचार, आपके भाव आपकी जिंदगी बनाता है. हम हैं यहाँ पे, आपको सिखा देंगे. Don't just live life, love life. Be the captain of your soul and the master of your fate. We are there to help you.
Such beautiful words, wonderfully said. In the words of our very popular captain, nothing more to add to this. Thank you so much, Dr. Sir, for being here, for being a part of this journey with us. Your insights, your expertise is so amazing, and the generosity of sharing is so high. It's beautiful. I had read in the book somewhere where said that the people who are great will never be afraid to share anything with you because they know that they can always create new. They can just keep going. So they don't have to hold on to what they've already created. ये लो, हम और बनाएंगे, तुम ये ले लो, और बनाएंगे.
सर मेरा है कहाँ के मैं अपने तक रखूं? मेरा तो है ही नहीं ना. ये तो यूनिवर्सल है. So why should I not? And I just told you, okay, if I share it with you, you add something, you add something. So we are all going to make it a beautiful life for everyone. Happiness index बढ़ा देंगे. You know, गौतम बुद्धा ने बोला है ना, you are what you think. And वो नेपोलियन हिल की बुक जो है, Think and Grow Rich. Why didn't he say Work and Grow Rich?
Yes, another wonderful book. Yeah.
So yes, I would say don't only think. I always add to it, think, perceive, feel, have faith, and build your life.
Wonderful. On that note, thank you so much, Dr. Sarah. And with
Thank
this,
you
we
very
end our
much.
first ever episode of Brainwash. More to come to all of you. Thank you.
So it's a real honor and privilege to be on your first show. And as I said, sharing all this has always been my passion. This is what is required, and you're doing a brilliant job. Thank you so much. May this
Thank
be
you.
a grand success. Visualize it going to Oprah Winfrey level. You will be the next one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks, Atan. Bye bye. Love to
Bye.
all.